Welcome to my CBSE English teacher. Today let's look at the line by line explanation of the chapter from the diary of Annie Frank from class 10 English. If you're watching the video for the first time, please subscribe. You can listen to the explanations of chapters from classes 10, 11 and 12 English. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a video. Let's move on to the video now. So we have seen who Annie Frank was and why she wanted to write a diary. And the date she said is 20 June 1942. It is on that day she started writing her diary. And what was the name given to the diary? She called it Kitty. Okay. So now let's move on to the lesson. Saturday 20 June 1942. Dearest Kitty, our entire class is quaking in its boots. So what is the meaning of quaking in its boots? It's an idiom which means to be nervous. So the whole class was nervous. So something was going to happen, and so the entire class was nervous. They were frightened about something. The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decide who will move up to the next form and who will be kept back. So now we know why the whole class was nervous. It was because the teachers are going to have a meeting and they will decide who will pass and who will fail, who will go to the next class and who will be retained in the same class. So everybody became frightened. They did not know who is going to go to the next class and who will have to continue in the same class again. Half the class is making bets. So most of the children were betting. What were they betting about? Whether they would pass or fail. Gian and I laugh ourselves at the two silly boys behind us, Cian and Jacques, who have staked their entire holiday savings on their bet. So Gian and I. So I here is Annie Frank. Gian may be one of her friends. She has used initials because she might not want to reveal the name. So both of them were laughing at the two boys who were sitting behind them. So who are the two boys? One is Cian and one is Jacques. What did they do? They had kept all their money which they have saved during the holiday for the bet. So they had staked their entire holiday savings on their bet. So whatever money they had saved during the holiday, all that they had supported their bet. From morning to night it is, you're going to pass, no I am not, yes you are, no I am not. So we see how the children were keeping bets. So they were trying to tell each other that you will pass or I will pass, or yes you are going to pass and no I am not going to pass. So they were not sure about what is going to be their result. Even G's pleading glances and my angry outbursts can't calm them down. So somebody named G was looking at the children who were shouting and betting. She was pleading at them and asking them to keep quiet, but that did not work. Even Annie herself shouted at the other children who were making bets, so that also did not help to calm the children down. If you ask me, there are so many dummies that about a quarter of the class should be kept back. So many dummies here means so many numbers. So she's telling that so many in the class will be kept back. That means they will not be able to pass and go on to the next class. But teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on earth. But then she is telling here we cannot predict the teachers because they behave in one way at certain times and they change their behavior during some other time. So we cannot believe the teachers how they are going to react and what kind of result they are going to give for the children. I am not so worried about my girlfriends and myself. So she's saying that I'm not worried about my girlfriends and myself because I know that we are going to pass. We will make it. That means we are going to go to the next form. Here form means the next class or the next division or whatever. The only subject I am not sure about is maths. So like everybody else, she is also feeling the same thing because most of us are worried about maths. So in the same way, Annie too is saying that only subject she is not sure is maths. Anyway, all we can do is wait. Until then, we kept telling each other not to lose heart. So she says that the whole class was waiting and then they made all kinds of predictions about who is going to pass and who is going to fail. But then she says that's not going to give any, it's not going to help them in any way. So all they can do is they have to wait until the teacher come and tells them the result. So they keep telling each other not to lose heart. So only have a positive thought that they're all going to get along to the next class. I get along pretty well with all my teachers. So Annie is quite sure because she's saying that she has a good relationship with all her teachers. There are 9 of them, 7 men and 2 women. So she's saying that there are 9 teachers in her school, 7 men and 2 women. Mr. Keesing, the old fogey who teaches Max, was annoyed with me for ages because I talk so much. She's talking about her Max teacher, Mr. Keesing, and she's calling him old foggy. What do you mean by foggy? An old fashioned person. So Mr. Keesing was an old fashioned person, and she's saying that he was the only teacher who was annoyed, angry with her because she was always talking in the class. I talked too much. So he was angry with her because she was always talking. After several warnings, he assigned me an extra homework. So every day in the Max class, Annie Frank used to talk a lot. So the teacher became angry with her, and what did he do? He gave her an extra homework, an essay on the subject, a chatterbox. So he asked her to write an essay on the topic, a chatterbox. So what is the meaning of chatterbox? A person who makes a lot of noise. So he asked her to write an essay on this topic. A chatterbox, what can you write about that? So she was worried. She was thinking, what can we write about something called chatterbox? I'd worried about that later, I decided. Then she decided that she's not going to think about it in the class right now. She said that she will think about it later. She decided that. I jotted down the title in my notebook, tucked it in my bag, and tried to keep quiet. So, what did she do? She wrote down the topic in her notebook, put it in a bag, and then she kept quiet and she tried to forget that. She thought that she will think about it later when she has to write on it. That evening, after I had finished the rest of my homework, the notebook about the essay caught my eye. So, in the evening, when she went home, what happened? She finished all her homework, and then suddenly that notebook where she had written chatterbox, came to her sight. She saw that, and then she remembered that she has to write the essay. So, what is the meaning of the phrase caught my eye? That means to notice. I began thinking about the subject while chewing the tip of my fountain pen. So, she sat down to write that essay, a chatterbox, and then she started chewing the tip of the pen like most of us do, like when you're thinking. So, she also wanted to get some ideas about what to write on that topic. Anyone could ramble on and leave big spaces between the words, but the trick was to come up with convincing arguments to prove the necessity of talking. So she's saying that anyone could ramble on. Ramble on means talk nonsense, that is, keep on writing things and things which are meaningless. And leave big spaces between words means they can also write large words to make the essay seem big. But then she's saying, but the trick was to come up with convincing arguments to prove the necessity of talking. But what she wanted to do, she wanted to write an essay to prove why she was talking. And she wanted to convince the teacher what is the necessity of talking. I thought, and suddenly I had an idea. So after thinking for a long time, she got the idea. What idea? To convince the teacher with ideas why she was talking and why talking is necessary. So that is what she wanted to write in her essay. I wrote 3 pages. Mr. Keesing had assigned me and was satisfied. So after getting the idea, after thinking for a long time, she got the idea and she wrote 3 pages. And Mr. Keesing was very satisfied after reading the essay. I argued that talking is a student's trait. So what did she write in the essay? What are the points she wrote to convince him? First point is she told that talking is a student's trait. Trait means character. So a student has or can talk. A student's character is to talk, or a student's nature is to talk. And that I would do my best to keep it under control. And she also wrote in the essay that she would try her best to control her talk, but that I would never be able to cure myself of the habit since my mother talked as much as I did, if not more. And she also wrote that she cannot cure that habit of hers. What is the habit? Keep on talking, because it is her mother's habit also to talk as much as she talked, or she talked even more than Annie. And there's not much you can do about inherited traits. So she's saying that she has inherited, she has got that character from her mother. So it is biological in nature and you cannot remove that character from within her. So she said the most she can do is she can control her talk. So in this way she tried to convince Mr. Keesing about why she was talking. Mr. Keesing had a good laugh at my arguments. So the teacher, the max teacher, Mr. Keesing, was very happy. He just laughed at her arguments. He never got angry with her. But when I proceeded to talk my way through the next lesson, he assigned me a second essay. But even then, in the next class, what happened? She again started to talk. So he once again was annoyed with her and he gave her one more extra homework. And what was that? This time it was supposed to be on an incorrigible chatterbox. So the second essay she had to write because she was talking was an incorrigible chatterbox. What is the meaning of incorrigible? Something that you cannot change. So that is what he asked her to write. I handed it in and Mr. Keesing had nothing to complain for about 2 whole lessons. So she wrote that essay also and gave it to the teacher. And he read the essay, he was convinced, and for the next 2 lessons, he did not have anything to complain because she kept quiet. She did not talk much until the next 2 lessons were completed. However, during the 3rd lesson, he'd finally had enough. But what happened? For 2 lessons, nothing happened. And when he was taking the 3rd lesson, again he was annoyed because she started her old habit of talking once again. Annie Frank, as punishment for talking in class, write an essay entitled Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox. So he got angry and once again he gave her an assignment. What was that? This time she had to write an essay on the topic Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox. So the class roared. That means the whole class started laughing out because it was such a funny topic. So what do you mean by quack, quack, quack? It denotes a duck. Okay, so here everybody started to laugh. So I had to laugh too, though I had nearly exhausted in my ingenuity on the topic of chatterboxes. So she's saying she also started laughing because she was not able to get more topics and she was not able to write real good points on the same topic again and again. What is the meaning of exhausted? Exhausted means completed. That means no more points were left with her. What is my ingenuity? So she wanted to prove that she was very clever or she had to write some original points on the topic. But she says that she has exhausted all these points because she had already written 2 times. So writing once again on the same topic was that she never had any more points with her. So it was time to come up with something else, something original. So she thought that this time she has to write something very different and something that was very original. That means that is true to its nature. My friend Sani, who's good at poetry, offered to help me write the essay from beginning to end in verse, and I jumped for joy. So she says that she had a friend called Sani and who was very good at writing poems. So she helped Annie by telling her that, see, this time I will help you write the essay in the form of a verse. Verse here is poetry. And so she was very happy and she jumped with joy. Mr. Keesing was trying to play a joke on me with this ridiculous subject. She understood that Mr. Keesing was playing a joke on her with this funny topic. Really, ridiculous means funny topic again and again because she was also repeating the same mistake of talking again and again. So he was also giving her the same topic again and again. But I'd make sure the joke was on him. So she thought that this time I will make sure that I will make a joke on him by writing it in a very funny manner. I finished my poem and it was very beautiful. So she says that she wrote the essay this time in a very nice manner that was in the form of a poetry, and she says that it was very beautiful. It was about a mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings who were bitten to death by the father because they quacked so much. So the poetry, she wrote it in a very nice manner. It was like a story. So what is the story about in the poem? She wrote the story about a mother duck and a father swan, and they had 3 baby ducklings. So the father killed the ducklings by biting them, because the ducklings were quacking too much, because they had whose quality is quacking, so they had inherited the quality of the mother duck. So the father was irritated by this quacking sound, and what the father did, they bit and killed the ducklings. So is it good for the father to kill his own children just because they inherited the quality of the mother? So in this way, the essay or the poem made the teacher also make some, anybody who reads it will think about this. Okay, so in this way she wanted to make the teacher also think about what he had done. So luckily Mr. Keesing took the joke the right way. But then she was lucky because this time he did not get annoyed, but he also took it as a joke. So he also understood that there is nothing much one can do about inherited traits. Annie also had already told him that she had inherited the trait from her mother. What is the trait? Talking too much. She said her mother also talks too much. So similarly, that is why she also is talking too much. So you cannot do anything. So this he realized through this poetry, and he also took it very lightly. He did not get angry with her. He read the poem to the class, adding his own comments, and to several other classes as well. So the teacher, Mr. Keesing, thoroughly enjoyed the poem. So he read it aloud to the class. Here and there he added his own comments, and sometimes he also read the poem to the other classes as well. Since then I have been allowed to talk and haven't been assigned an extra homework. So from that day onwards, the teacher allowed her to talk because he understood that nothing can be done about an inherited quality. And he also never gave her extra homework. On the contrary, Mr. Keesing's always making jokes these days. So she's saying, and on the other hand, instead of being annoyed, Mr. Keesing also started cracking jokes in the class. Yours, Annie. So by saying this, she has ended that topic in her diary. I hope you liked today's video. For more interesting videos, do subscribe to my CBSE English teacher. Like, share and give your valuable comments below. Thank you for watching.